Hi, this is Mike Regan with TranzAct's 2-minute warning for the week of January 1st. And in this first edition of the 2-minute warning for 2026, we're taking a look at a very important topic: how scenario planning can be and should be used to protect your supply chain and logistics interest in 2026. Folks, we're just into the first week of January and all sorts of things are happening. Obviously, the situation in Venezuela tops the list. How will it affect energy markets? A whole bunch of other issues. But beyond that, one of the things that we've consistently talked about is why companies should be using scenario planning, engaging the things that are going on in the transportation market and asking, how could this affect my company's supply chain? Now, to that end, TranzAct has been working with some companies and doing a dynamite scenario planning exercise that I'll talk about in a bit. But if you're wondering what kind of things could be happening, Mike, well, the great freight recession continues. We're well into our 44th, 45th month, whatever it is. It's been going on a long time, but we are seeing some capacity start to leave the market. If that happens, demand will become an issue, and that will allow the carriers to raise the rates. How high could the rates go? No one knows, but it would be good for you to model if it goes 10%, 5%, whatever it might be. Over in the LTL area, we're seeing some very important things that should also be considered. For example, what's going to happen when FedEx completes its spinoff sometime mid-year? What happens with the NMFC changes? We are already hearing from some shippers saying that their carriers are coming in about some restructuring of their rates. Now, there are things that you can do to protect your LTL rates, but you need to look at scenario planning to gauge how are we going to do that. We're also seeing some things. What happened is the yellow terminal network gets turned back on with companies like XPO, Saia, Estes bringing the yellow terminals back up and running, and that adds capacity, which gives you some options. Now, over in the ocean markets, we're taking a look at what's going on in the Red Sea. Are we going to see ships continue to transit through the Suez Canal finally, or are we going to see the Trans-Pacific market recover? A whole set of variables. Over on the rail side, what's going on with the UP merger? Will that happen? How will it affect the market? That's why one of the things we're encouraging shippers to do is get a head start. Recently, I co-chaired a wonderful session with Vicky Medvec, one of the renowned resources for negotiations and decision making, and she was talking about a board that she sits on where the CEO says, I don't mind taking risk, but what I really don't want to take are risk on things I never knew were occurring. So if you want to get ahead of the curve, protect yourself, why not talk to us about how we can help you conduct some scenario planning exercises that'll allow you to gauge things that you could be and should be looking at to protect your supply chain. Now, if you're interested in learning more about this scenario planning capability or other issues that could affect your supply chain, got a whole bunch of others, simply send me an email, give us a call, because here at TranzAct, we want to remind you, we are on your team. We're here to help, and we're passionate about seeing you be successful. Thanks for your time.